everyone, welcome to another episode of Operation Battle Ready. Today we're going to be talking about washes and why they're awesome and they're not cheating. I don't know why people think they're cheating, but yeah.
Yeah, I had seen mentioned in a couple groups online. Someone was like, "You use washes? Isn't that cheating?" No, that's silly talk. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of show some of the way we use washes. Now, yeah, if you open a bottle of black wash and just slather your silver sword with it, yeah, you're not really utilizing the medium.
Sure.
I would say there's a lot you can do with them. They're a great tool, like any other tool we have in the hobby at our disposal. I am specifically going to be talking about Citadel washes, GW haters, because they're the best. End of discussion. Try the other ones. They don't have the texture I want. I don't like them. This is what I like. I like how thick they are. I like that gives me leeway and playroom, like we're about to discuss here. And, we can see some of the way we play. Here we already have a little cup full of our favorite matte medium. That comes into play a lot with using these washes. A standard GW wash. Let's grab some Steel Tan Green. Always give them a good shake. Come in here, and then you can go ahead and take some dabs and throw it in a cup on your palette. Now from here, what we end up with, I mean, straight up, we've got a really beautiful green there. And in tight little areas, it could be useful to go in and fill in some cracks. And a nice thin layer of this also works great as a glaze. You can thin these with water, and that won't change the tone at all. But it will thin it. But if you want to change the tone, we go ahead and dip into our matte medium. And when we start mixing it up, you see how it starts to mute out the tone? It makes it actually lighter, not just thinner. That's those matte particulates, I believe, that are doing that. And as we continue to add, it gets a real creamy color. This is especially useful if you're doing like realistic animals like lions. You know, you can paint that kind of khaki tone to their hide, and you know, Citadel brown wash is just gonna make it look like someone spilled brown Citadel wash on a lion. But you make some of this matte medium cocktail here, and that brown will be a perfect subtle tone, and that will gently fill the muscle tones of the lion. The other thing no one ever seems to do is you can mix washes and create some really cool tones. So we go ahead and dab in some GW Casandora Yellow. And now we've got a very warm, bright green. And this would be great for any kind of lizard man, a natural plant life. You wanted to capture the leaves, give them some luster. Perfect tone. Another favorite, there's a lot of blue steel out there. For you 40K fans, this is your Space Wolf armor. Infinity fans, this is your Troops on Svarlaheima color. You can mix a little bit of Drakenhof Nightshade with a little bit of Nuln Oil. I usually start with 50-50, and then as I As I start to see the color that comes out, I'll just add a drop here or there, season to taste. The ratios aren't ever anything real specific. So we mix that together, and it probably doesn't look much different to you folks on camera yet. As we let it blend away, we see the color we got. See there? As it drips away. Now, if we add matte medium, we get the same muting and lightening effect we got on that green before. And what you'll end up with is a really gorgeous blue-gray wash. Throw that over guns, throw that over gear, exhaust pipes, that kind of thing. Now it's important to know this is never your final step. This is why this is the difference between just washing something and using it as a component. That wash is generally after you've done a layer of highlights. You can go back in and add that wash, then you re-add those same highlights, and now you'll have a layering effect. And after that, I'll tend to do one more highlight with a little bit of white or ivory into that base highlight color, and that'll be the corners and top off the piece. Another effect that can be achieved is layering. Now it's different than mixing. If you want a really deep, rich gold, whether it's on metallic or on a good yellow ochre tone, where this will work better on metallics, these washes can add a ton of depth to metallics. And what you can do is you can base your gold, then wash a layer of purple, and then do a layer of highlights on your gold, and then wash a layer of Reichland flesh shade, and then do another layer of highlights on the gold, and that will be a beautiful, lustrous piece of gold. But don't mix the Reichland flesh shade and the purple wash. That's not the color you want. So you'll get different effects if you stack these glazes in between layers of highlights, and sometimes it can even matter which order you do that in. Like, if I were doing gold, I would always do the purple first so that a flesh wash goes over it and helps mute that super purpley tone. You want a hint of that purple.
Because each layer that you do will be giving a tone, be giving a shade to the layer beneath it. So always remember that no matter what you're layering, you're changing the color underneath. So pick colors that will complement each other and mute each other out. So knowing the color wheel probably come in handy a little bit in that situation.
In addition to whatever weapons are in your arsenal for paint, I have to recommend the Citadel shade range. The colors are just too useful, and there's too many applications, great consistency for creating glazes and special effects. I can't recommend them enough. But yeah, just because you're using washes doesn't mean you have to be lazy about it. Okay? Washes aren't cheating, decals aren't cheating, airbrushes aren't cheating. Know your tools, use them at the right time for the right effect. I don't even understand the word cheating. I don't understand. It's a craft. Like, if you think decals are cheating, if you've never used them, that's hard.
Yeah. It's not hard to mess up a wash, you know?
Yeah, I mean, a badly done wash is the same as badly rendered airbrush. If you can tell how it's done, if you can see it there, it's probably a little rough. But just like any airbrush highlight, washes and glazes shouldn't be your final layer. You know, you're still going to want those top eye edge highlights done by brush, by hand, because that puts the crispness on your model.
That's what brings the life to it. We hope you liked this episode of Operation Battle Ready. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thank you to all of our amazing patrons on Patreon. We love you all so much. Yeah. Peace. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of Operation Bad Ready. Blah, 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 blah.